Hey guys, welcome back to GTA Magic. Today, we'll talk about the worst weapons in GTA 5. Let's head into it. Number 1. Tear gas. In everyday life, tear gas is just an utter nightmare to deal with, triggering a nearly constant burning sensation in the eyes. In GTA 5, they're not a danger to the tool, except for a few particular circumstances. They can come in handy if a typical grenade is used to kill an objective, causing a mission failure. In addition, the troublesome enemy behind any invisible cover can be washed out with gas. For someone with the precision of tossing their weapons, they may even be lobbied through a car window. Apart from these conditions, it's better to stick to regular grenades. Number 2. Broken bottle. Perhaps designing a melee weapon as worthless in GTA 5 is unnecessary, as the melee fighting is undoubtedly the weakest part of the entire series, but the broken bottle stands out as exceptionally lame. Interestingly enough, the bottle that was introduced to the game as part of the DLC is available for pickup at the ammunition. It immediately knocks down opponents in GTA Online, but that's assuming that you potentially get that close. Number 3. Micro SMG. The Micro SMG is a reasonable option. It's got a name that's instantly identifiable, and it looks intimidating enough. However, it's easier to use almost every other automatic weapon. The range of the gun is hilarious, and the magazine actually just holds 16 rounds. And with an extended clip, one just has 30 bullets before it needs to be reloaded. It's not bad in close quarters, but there are better choices for battling in confined spaces. One should not, however, totally disregard this. Given its many disadvantages, it's the only SMG that can be used in shooting drives. Number 4. Heavy Shotgun. With a name like Heavy Shotgun, one would consider this tool to be an unrivaled weapon beast. Unfortunately, the real features don't live up to a big name. Other players will usually break in 3 shots, about 1 too many when considering their ranking and mediocre rate of shooting. Its shots too don't scatter like other guns of its sort. When the Heavy Shotgun and Assault Shotgun stand against each other, the latter eviscerates its rival, perhaps to the tune of anything you can do, I can do better. Number 5. Assault Rifle. With a familiar name like Assault Rifle, this weapon is widely used by those who are not able to delve further into the intricacy of GTA 5's weapons. It also has the classic look of the Eastern European AK-47, but the figures have not been able to hang on to its aesthetic goodness against other players. The pistol can get the job done in less than 10 hits, but it will also shoot slower than a standard automatic weapon. Few attachments can help him catch up, but all of them can also be attached to his already superior arms. Number 6. Firework Launcher. Authorities and elders also advise children not to experiment with fireworks. They can erupt in pretty colors, but if they're treated improperly, they may drag a limb along with them. With all these supposed risks, the firework launcher should really be the marvel of a weapon. In reality, it's not realistic for war, and is best suited as a toy. It's going to kill enemies with a direct hit, but anything less is only going to cause some harm and maybe start a fire. If you like rockets, stick with the RPG. Number 7. Pump Action Shotgun. Sometimes reloading can be half the enjoyment of using simulated weapons. The action of pumping a shotgun through pulling the trigger is unfathomably satisfying, particularly in GTA 5, where almost all guns have mass. Unfortunately, beyond the sensation of using a weapon, GTA 5's Pump Action Shotgun leaves a few things to be wished. It's strong with a small range, but it only comes up short for being able to knock the other players down in one shot. If a sluggish arm is unable to land one of the victory struck, what's the point? Number 8. Jerry Can. The Jerry Can, full of fuel or not, as one would imagine, a bunch of dudes called Jerry, is worthless beyond the missions that needed to be used. It's a nice weapon to have in the arsenal, but it's best left overlooked in a firefight. There are almost infinite opportunities to communicate with Los Santos, and the Jerry Can is a nice way to have fun with the flames. This doesn't mean though that it makes a perfect weapon, since it takes so long to be used in the heat of war. Number 9. Stun Gun. Anyone who has ever been tased in real life is definitely vehemently resistant to the assertion that stun guns are worthless, but this is about GTA 5, not the real world, where the mechanism is terribly uncomfortable. This one is fun to use on unsuspecting pedestrians who are aware of their own affairs, but inevitably it would fail when faced with real risks. It works if you can get close enough, so that brings up the question of really being close enough to something you like 6 feet under. Number 10. SNS Pistol. Some can have a scale that doesn't always matter, and that's mostly true for guns. There's a barrier though, and the SNS gun flies over the boundary and out of reach. It's a good novelty to have such a lightweight weapon featured, but you'll find no use in a true firefight. It would need around 8 shots against the other players to win an engagement. With just 6 bullets per magazine, you can't even handle anyone without reloading. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.